It's time. Time to get back to what we've always stood for. We acknowledge the past, but today we focus on the future. We are Essendon.
And he bounces the goal through! Danaher! What a day for the black and red of the MCG.
They've called it the comeback story. It's only the first chapter, but what a beautiful chapter it is for the Bombers. They win by 25 points.
Well, Scotty, it was a memorable night for the Essendon Football Club, a 25-point win over the arch-rival Hawthorn. What do you think was the difference in the end?
It was indeed a great night for the Bombers. Really two areas that I thought were pivotal to the outcome of the game was the third quarter. In that 11 minutes late in the third quarter to kick 5 goals like that with Fantasia starting with a great snap, got the game up and about for the Bombers. And really, I'm sure Hawthorn after half-time would have come out thinking that with players that had compromised years last year and just how they were going to feel, that they might run out of steam. But to respond like that and then carry that over for the last quarter was outstanding. And also overall, Hawthorn loved to get their uncontested marks game going. The Bombers had double the uncontested marks, so they were able to control the tempo of the game and not allow Hawthorn to get their game going, which was pivotal to the outcome of the game.
It was our first look at Essendon's new look forward line, Scotty. What did you make of it?
Worked very well. I mean, Carl Hooker came into the team off a limited preparation, was able to kick 3 goals. Joey got 3 as well. So what you found with them is they were able to get one-on-ones forward of the footy and get some separation from each other because they were really relevant. They were presenting at the kicker well. No doubt it helped. Quick ball movement through the corridor. We saw the speed of the players. We saw the speed of the half forwards, Fantasia, Tipper pushing up the ground, Collier working well, and Josh Green. They were involved in the chains going forward, created an open forward line, but that speed through the midfield was critical, and they were able to finish off the good work of midfielders further afield, an even spread of goal kickers, which is very important. And what we also saw is Hep resting up forward a little bit more because of depth through the midfield. He kicks 3 goals, so a really good spread of goal kickers on the weekend.
Will the Bombers kick the first goal last quarter? I think he has, Dyson Heppel. The skipper's done it.
You mentioned the skipper there, Scotty. Obviously, he was sensational. Who were the other players that sort of stood out to you?
Look, Heppel outstanding, but I thought Merritt in the first half, he had the 26 disposals, 37 for the game. I'm sure he would have been interested how the dynamic was going to work. He played a lot of midfield minutes last year. We had experienced mids coming into the team, but they worked very well together. We saw Heppel, Watson and him spend a lot of time in the midfield as a unit at centre bounces. He was very, very good. Continued on his form from last year, which was absolutely outstanding. I thought Fantasia up forward. Talking about speed in the forward lines, and I think clubs across the comp are looking at how they can get that to not only create mismatches, but the defensive pressure they apply. He's a goal kicker though. He's kicked 4, he's pushed up the ground, he's helped out. He was fantastic. I also thought Goddard as a player that perhaps flew under the radar a little bit in that game was just so very good. He had the 5 centre clearances. There was a period of time where Hawthorn were dominating the clearances, centre clearances in particular. He went in there, won a couple of critical ones. His inside 50 ball use was good. We saw him also go back to the back line, help out in the air as a third man up. Only 9 inside 50 marks for Hawthorn's forwards. He was a big part of that, getting down there to assist the backman.
And just finally, Scotty, obviously a proud Essendon man, a premiership player. How did you feel watching Saturday night's events?
A great sense of emotion for the players. I mean, they're the ones that have been through this, and also the fans. So to see the emotion at the end of the game, the effort that they've put in to preparing well for that game. They weren't suspended last year, but they trained most of the off-season to prepare themselves for this year. Was just outstanding, and see the team come together. We had some younger players last year that got opportunities, and then seeing them gel with the senior group and the joy on their faces throughout the game and then at the end of the game was just outstanding as an Essendon person to see, but also on behalf of the supporters and the members that have been through a fair bit as well, because it means so much to them also. It was just a great night for the Essendon Football Club.
Certainly was. Scotty, thanks a lot for your time, mate. Look forward to catching up with you for the Friday footy panel and also your preview for Brisbane. Cheers, mate.
Always a pleasure, and members, send through your questions for the Friday footy panel.